today's ASMR world. Yeah, it's been a while. Apologies for the lighting. I'll sit back a bit, maybe that'll help. Yeah, so there's a video to go out. It should have gone out before this one, which like reintroduced the channel, etc., and where I've been explaining all that stuff. But I've not had a chance to upload it yet. And then I remembered UFC 291 was on tonight, and I thought we can't not do a video for that. So the return video, so to speak, will come after this, probably like tomorrow. I've got to get this up early today because UFC is on tonight. Here in the UK it's like 1 in the morning or something like that. Like the prelims are anyway. I'm recording this at 9:30 in the morning, 9:30 AM. So yeah, if you know much about the UFC and you know anything about Paulo Costa, just a little joke, this is inside joke for UFC fans. This is my secret juice. Paulo might have his, I've got mine. Some nice little sounds for you there. No, truth is it might not look it, but watch my next video and it explains what I've been up to lately. Well, I've just done a workout, and this is a protein shake. It's a little bit watery though, but it's proper tasty. It is the well, I'm actually using the tub to rest the camera on, so I can't show you the tub, but it's the gold standard brand, which is one of the better ones out there from what I've read online on the reviews, etc. And this is delicious. Delicious. I can't say that word. Delicious strawberry. Let's just call it strawberry. Less hassle. Yeah, guys, we've got UFC 291 tonight, early hours of the morning. Let's have a little lookies at the card. I'm not going to do what I've done in the past, where I've gone through all of like each fighter's victories, etc., because that takes way too long. What's that site called? 1 second. I'm trying to remember the website I need to use. And it's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't remember what it's called. Oh no. There's a website that's one of the best around for all UFC and MMA results, etc. But I can't find it or remember what the bloody thing is. UFC, bloody hell, UFC. B begins with B. I know that much. I can't remember. Oh, fucking hell. If any of you watching now, you're like, well, it's this, you doze, it's Sherdog. We found it. It's got, I thought it was Bulldog for some reason. No, he's called Sherdog. And he's one of the better ones I've used over the years for MMA results. Okay, so I'm in my daughter's room here, guys, and that's what I'll be recording from now on. It's all explained in the next video. Everything happens in that one. Yeah, so she has the annoying sod, a electronic air freshener, which goes off like every so often, which is great. It smells lovely, but not great when you're trying to record in the same room. And now I'm trying to position the camera correctly again. Right, that'll have to do, I think. Right, there we go. So yeah, Sherdog is great for MMA results and fights upcoming, all that sort of stuff. So we'll be using their website today. But UFC 291 is the rematch between Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje. Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje. The battle of the Austins, as I heard the other day on the MMA show. These two fought back in 2018, I believe it was. And I'm pretty sure Dustin won that one. Let's find out just to be certain. I did seem to remember watching it. But let's just have a little look. So yeah, he beat Justin Gaethje. We will actually go through his results. Here we go. Okay, so this is his last so many fights for Dustin Poirier. So let's go back to 2017. He beat Anthony Pettis. Before that, he beat Jim Miller. Then he went on to beat Justin Gaethje. He finished him TKO with punches in the 4th round. Wow, not many people stopped Justin, and he's a different fighter these days. But then again, maybe he took more punishment than over the last few years, and it's good for him. We'll have to wait and see. Then he went on to beat Eddie Alvarez in the 2nd round. Went to a decision victory over Max Holloway. I remember that because that was the fight where the winner would go on to fight Habib. Bear with me, guys, sorry about this. Yeah, the winner of Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier was going to. They knew before the fight, which doesn't happen that often these days, but they knew that the winner would go on to fight Habib Nurmagomedov. I'm crap with that name. And Dustin won that on a decision, beating Max. I think Max had beat him when Dustin was younger. I think so anyway. Let's go back a bit and find out if I'm right with that. Did they fight in the past before that one? No, actually Dustin beat Max then as well. He beat him in the 1st round, submission triangle armbar. Wow. So yeah, that was back when I wasn't able to watch UFC because I didn't have access to it back then. So yeah, he beat Justin Gaethje, beat Eddie Alvarez, beat Max Holloway, lost to Habib, which most people do, in the 3rd round via submission, a rear naked choke. He then went to a decision victory over Dan Hooker. How good did Dan Hooker look the other day against Jalen Turner? Holy hell. And to think Dan Hooker broke his arm early in that fight and still went on to get the victory was really impressive. He then had back-to-back wins over Conor McGregor. Remember the 2nd fight? Well, it's actually the 3rd fight between them, but they had 2 fights recently. Yeah, so this setup is all new for me. It's only the 2nd time doing a video on here, so we'll get used to it. Anyway, yeah, it was the 3rd fight between Conor and Dustin, but the 2nd back-to-back, and Conor broke his leg, didn't he, in the 1st round. Oh, it's awful. Wasn't nice at all, and we've not seen Conor fight since then. But Dustin went on to have 2 more fights since that leg break of Conor's. He lost to Charles Oliveira via a submission, a rear naked choke in the 3rd round, and then he beat Michael Chandler with his own submission, a rear naked choke in the 3rd round. So 3rd rounds, back-to-back fights for Poirier. He lost one via sub, won one via sub. Both times with the same submission move, which is bonkers. But what a run Oliveira was on. Just to talk about Charles for a minute, because he's fighting Islam in Abu Dhabi in October. That little run that Charles went on, beating Dustin, Chandler, didn't he? For the 3 of them, yeah. Who else did he defeat? I can't remember. We'll have to look at Oliveira another day, because we're not talking about him today, but what a little run he went on until he came up against Islam, unfortunately. But he's getting the rematch now. He won his last fight, didn't he, against... Who did he beat? I watched the fight, but I can't remember for the life of me. He knocked somebody out. I don't know. Let's have a little look, because it's going to annoy me not being able to remember. So his last fight, he beat... Beneil Dariush. I can't actually believe Beneil's being talked about for a title shot. That's bonkers. He's not really ever impressed me, I've got to be honest. Anyway, let's have a little look at Justin's run of fights. So, here, his last fight, he beat Rafael Fiziev in a war. That was an absolute war. Went to a decision after 3 rounds. And Fiziev was right to feel hard done to, in my opinion. put on a great show. He lost to Charles Oliveira, beat Michael Chandler, lost to Habib in the second round to a triangle choke, beat Tony Ferguson in a horrible fight for Tony. A lot of people say that's what started Tony's downfall, was that fight. And Tony fights tonight or tomorrow against Bobby Green. Bobby Green, who had the no contest, I think it was, against Jared Gordon. I'm pretty sure it's a no contest. Justin Gaethje beat Don Cerrone, Edson Barbosa, James Vick, lost to Poirier, lost to Eddie Alvarez, beat Michael Johnson. So yeah, all great run of fights for Justin. A little bit stop-start. Like he had 4 wins in a row, then a loss, then a win, then a loss, then a win. But he is a match for anyone. Justin is. It's going to be absolute war tonight, and it's at elevation. So what that means is it's in Utah, which is Salt Lake, Utah, which is very high above the sea. And I've never been in that environment myself, but apparently it's very hard. Like breathing is like a bit more difficult, especially if you're an athlete, and it takes a lot to get used to it. But I think Justin trains elevation, like higher altitude, and Dustin's been out there for a few weeks to get used to it, so I'll have to wait and see, guys. But it's a great main event, and it is for the BMF title. If you remember George Masvidal and Nate Diaz fought for the BMF title originally, with Masvidal coming out on top. This is the first time it's been put on the line since Masvidal retired. So semi-retired, hasn't he? He'll probably be back at some point doing boxing or whatever. And he's going back. So the title's going back, and it'll go to either Dustin or Justin. My pick is Dustin, to be honest, but we'll have to wait and see. Right, we have Jan Blachowicz against Alex Pereira. So Jan, the Polish Hammer, is his nickname. He returns after that really awkward finish against Magomed Ankalaev. So the fight ends. Jan got the win on decision. A lot of people felt that Ankalaev should have won, including Ankalaev. And he basically said afterwards, even Jan who'd won the fight, knew that Ankalaev should have won. And he said on the microphone, no, this is my victory, basically, it's his. But on the record it goes down as Jan won that fight. And Ankalaev was not happy at all, to the point where he was sort of saying, like, why am I fighting, basically, if this is how it's going to go. So yeah, Jan is up against Alex Pereira, his first fight at this weight. Remember, he had back-to-back fights with Israel Adesanya. He defeated him for the belt, and then in the rematch, Izzy being the former champion gets a rematch straight away. Izzy then knocked out Alex Pereira, which wasn't that long ago. And there's a lot of people concerned that maybe he's going back a bit too quick, Pereira, because, I mean, the Polish Hammer hits like a hammer, which has to be a concern for Pereira and his team, including Glover Teixeira. So, Jan is 40 years old. I mean, he's getting on a little bit now. His recent fights, he beat Magomed. He went to a draw, sorry. I thought he'd got the win. Went to a draw, and Ankalaev thought he should have won, that was it. He beat Alexander Rekic. That was after Rekic had to stop because he had a knee injury. So, Jan got the win. He lost to Glover, which was when he lost his title. So he took the title. There was John Jones gave up the title to go to heavyweight. The title was put on the line between Dominic Reyes and Jan. This was Dominic Reyes who'd come the closest anyone had ever seen to defeating John Jones. He just couldn't keep going in the 5th round when he needed to, and John got the win. He was able to dominate the 5th round and take the win. Well, the first 3 rounds, Dominic was mastering John. It was crazy to see. And we've not seen Dominic even anywhere close to that since then. Dominic Reyes just sort of fell off the bloody, I don't know, off the bike, so to speak. Yeah, Reyes and Jan fought for the vacant title. Jan won the title. Jan then put the title on the line against Adesanya. Jan won the fight. He then fought Glover Teixeira, who everyone thought, well, come on, this is Glover, you know, he's had a few chances in the past, he's not been able to do it. Is he going to do it now? And no, he couldn't. Jan defeated Glover, which was crazy to see. And, Glover defeated Jan, my bad, apologies. Like I said, then Jan beat Rakic, but that was due to an injury to Rakic. And then he had the draw with Ankalaev. So thinking about it, Jan has had a decisive victory since the Izzy one. So that's 3 fights. He lost one. One was stopped due to an injury to Rakic, and one was a draw. So maybe my confidence in Jan has maybe changed a little bit, because he was my pick possibly to win this. But then you got Pereira. Yeah, he's gone off the knockout to Adesanya, but Pereira has a knockout power. Look what he did to Sean Strickland. Look what he did to Izzy. When them two fought, he has a serious knockout power, and he's going up to this weight division, which could be like to his detriment. Like, he's not used to that weight division, or it could be that he's able to pack on a lot more muscle and weight and put more power behind his punches. He's 4 years younger than Jan, which is not a massive difference, but 4 years is still 4 years. So he lost to Izzy. He beat Izzy. This is the last few fights. He beat Sean Strickland first round, a KO punch. Beat Bruno Silva. Beat Andreas Michailidis. Beat Thomas Powell. That's not in the UFC though. So in the UFC he's had a flying knee and punches TKO of Michailidis in 2021. 2022 he had a decision victory over Bruno Silva. In July 22 he knocked out Sean Strickland in the first round. In November 2022 he beat Izzy for the title in the 5th round. He stopped him, and then he lost in the 2nd round to Izzy in April of this year. My pick, it's an hard one, isn't it? If he's not come too soon for Pereira, then Pereira has a good chance, but he isn't the best at wrestling. Pereira isn't. So if Jan implements his wrestling, then Jan could easily take this. Next we have Derek Lewis against, is it De Lima? Let's have a look. Marcos Rogerio De Lima, yeah. Now, I've watched Derek Lewis for a few years now. He had a little period where he was knocking people out with his finger. Then he's had the last couple of fights where he's struggled. He's always been fairly overweight. I seen him yesterday on the scales. He's trimmed right down, like ridiculously trimmed down, and he's now got a 6-pack. And he still weighs like 250 odd pounds, which is crazy. He is 38 years old. So he's lost his last 3 fights. He's lost to Sergei Spivak, a submission. It's an arm triangle choke in the 1st round. He lost to Sergei Pavlovich, which most people will do. Pavlovich is a massive hitter and one of the danger men in that division. And he lost to Tai Tuivasa in the 2nd round, an elbow KO. Before that he beat Chris Daukaus. He lost to Cyril Gahn. Beat Curtis Blades. I mean, he knocked out Curtis Blades for Christ's sake. And I mean knocked him out. And I mean knocked him clean out. Curtis Blades was like stiff as a board for a good 5 or 10 minutes or something. It was horrible to see. I mean, it was a great knockout. But you don't want to see anyone after a fight being like that out of it. It wasn't good to see. He beat Alexei Oleinik, Elia Latifi, Blagoy Ivanov. So yeah, he's had some great wins on his record. Derek Lewis has. His opponent, De Lima, Rogerio De Lima, or Marcos Rogerio De Lima, beat Waldo Cortez Acosta via decision last time. Before that, he beat Andrei Arlovsky, lost to Ivanov, beat Ben Rothwell, beat Maurice Green, lost to Alexander Romanov. So yeah, he's had some alright victories. How old is he? He's 38, so they're matched on age, about 38 years old. My pick is Derek Lewis. I did listen to a couple of people recently, and I was like, oh, maybe Delima takes Lewis out because of the elevation thing, but Lewis is trimmed down. He'll probably still struggle at elevation, but I think he knocks Delima out. I'm going to be looking at a second round TKO, I think. Or just a KO even. Next we have Tony Ferguson against Bobby Green. Tony is 39 years old. He's very unlucky. The Tony everyone loved and wanted to see fight was a few years ago when he was meant to fight Khabib. And for one reason or another it just never happened. He had bad injuries. Something as simple as he was at an interview on a TV show or something, was walking in the backstage area, tripped over a cable that was on the floor, damaged his knee really bad, and was out of the fight. Crazy run of luck. So Tony lost to Nate Diaz in his last fight. Michael Chandler before that, Beneil Dariush, Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje. He's on a 5-fight losing streak. What I will say about that, all those names are all massive names, like really good fighters. Gaethje is main eventing tonight. Oliveira is fighting for the title and was just recently the champion. And actually Tony was the other person to add to that list of Charles's victories. Beneil just fought Charles and was talked about for a title shot. Chandler fights everyone, and look at the front kick. It would have knocked out a donkey or a horse, let alone a man. The one that hit Tony Ferguson with. And Nate Diaz is just Nate Diaz. He just keeps going down to. So yeah, 5-fight losing streak for Tony, unfortunately. But before that, look at this run of results he had before that Justin Gaethje fight. He beat Donald Cerrone, beat Anthony Pettis, beat Kevin Lee, beat RDA, Lando Venata, Edson Barboza, Josh Thompson, Gleason Tebow, Abel Danny Castillo, Kikuno, Mike Rio. He had a run of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. A 12-fight winning run. And then he's just come up against a much better talent in the last few. Bobby Green on the other hand. Let's look at Bobby Green. He had the no contest against Jared Gordon after an accidental clash of heads, and there was some people were saying it was on purpose that Bobby Green hit Gordon with his headbutt. He lost to Drew Dober. He lost to Islam Makhachev in a last-minute fight that was put together. He beat Nasrat, what he was called. Beat Ali Quinta. Lost to Viziev. Lost to Thiago Moises. I am very tempted to go with Tony in this one. I don't know why, but I felt that Tony looked pretty good against Chandler until he was knocked out cold. I might actually do that. Put Tony down for a small win. A small win bet on Tony Ferguson. Because Bobby Green ain't that good. I know Tony isn't, but Bobby really isn't. We have Michael Chiesa against Kevin Holland. Chiesa loads of injuries and whatnot. So he fought in like 2 years. Holland is fighting regular. Yeah, that was a great fight. Wonderboy Thompson recently. He beat. Who did he beat last time out? Kevin Holland. I watched the fight. Who was it? Let's have a little look. His last fight, he beat Santiago Ponzinibbio. Yeah, with a KO. Well, fire a punch. Okay, I feel he might have lost a fight by the looks of it, which is not good. Wonderboy Thompson was meant to be fighting tonight against, or in the morning. Who is he fighting now? I can't even remember who was meant to be fighting somebody. Oh, you go, Michelle Pereira. But Pereira missed weight by 3 pounds, for God's sake. Sometimes they'll still put the fight on, but no, Wonderboy said no, and that's it, done. Real shame. I was really looking forward to that fight, to be fair. But yeah, the Kevin Holland fight against Michael Chiesa, I think Holland wins. He's the younger fighter. He's got more on his side. And yeah, my pick is Kevin Holland for the win. Let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comments. I need to wrap this up now. I've got things to do. Take it easy, and there'll be lots more videos coming up soon. Later, guys. Bye bye.